Lights, camera, action. We all know the line, even if you've never been on a movie set. But when we watch a movie, we rarely think about the people behind the scenes making it all happen. Of course, we're not supposed to. Still, it's surprising how little we think of the most fundamental tool of filmmaking, the camera. And behind the camera is a person making creative choices to bring the movie to life. Today, I want to talk about the pioneering work of G.W. Bitzer, considered the first great cinematographer in American films. This is 100-Year-Old Movies. Enoch Arden is a 1911 dramatic film directed by D.W. Griffith for the Biograph Company. It's based on a poem by Alfred Lord Tennyson. It tells the story of a man who becomes shipwrecked on an island for years. After he's rescued, he returns home to find his wife remarried to his romantic rival. The opening of the film shows the romantic triangle meeting on the beach. The waves crash on the rocky shore. This is a great example of using the setting to underscore the feeling of the scene. A placid picnic scene would not show the tension so clearly. Also, the pivotal point of the story is when the main character is lost at sea, so showing the sea early and often is a good way to establish its importance. As the title character wins the girl's affection in the foreground, the jilted lover witnesses them from the midground. This connects and separates the characters in a single shot. It's visual storytelling. This type of shot must have interested the director and cameraman because they experiment with it further in a scene where Enoch lets his bride explore her new home while he sits in a chair in the foreground. Here it appears awkward, and it adds nothing to the visual storytelling, which shows us that not every experiment works out. Enoch takes a job on a ship, but before he sails away, his wife gives him a keepsake in this intimate close-up. By isolating the characters in such a close shot, it shows us their emotional connection better than just telling us they're in a relationship. When the camera is this close, it really picks up the subtleties of an actor's performance. Back at the beach, Enoch departs. The romantic rival returns. If you understand foreshadowing, the implication is clear. Even before Enoch gets shipwrecked, the shots of his wife looking desperately out to sea portends his doom. The filmmakers focus on the impact his loss will have on his family rather than on what happens to him. The years pass with Enoch stranded on a desert island, watching his crewmates die until he's the sole survivor. Though Enoch is eventually rescued, when he returns home, he finds his wife remarried. The once happy-go-lucky man has become haggard and haunted. The way he's shown secretly peering in the window makes him appear as an intruder. This is not a happy return. He's the outsider now, visually taking the place of the man who was once his rival. He leaves them thinking he died at sea years before. With no more motivation to keep him going, he checks into a room and passes away. What stands out about the film for me is how different it looks and feels for its time. It's a melodrama with a lot of emotional beats from scene to scene. It's not so much the technical aspects of the close-up, which had been done before, but how they use the close-up dramatically. It's the intelligence to understand what getting in close means in the context of the story. Shots at this range are, of course, commonly used in movies today. Most early films used shots featuring actors' full bodies almost exclusively. This made them look like stage plays. Sometimes they were limited by the camera's depth of field, meaning that if the actors got too close or far away, they went out of focus. They used to put lines on the floor of the sets to show the actors how far they could move. The development of better and varied lenses brought about more creative options. Enoch Arden uses medium to medium close-up shots for most of the movie. Griffith was a director who eagerly pursued different shots in his films. Planning out these shots with his cameraman, G.W. Bitzer, his most frequent collaborator. According to records, Griffith would come up with an idea for a shot. Bitzer would explain to Griffith why the shot was impossible. Griffith would then encourage Bitzer to figure it out, and Bitzer would figure it out. As the productions got bigger, so did Griffith's ideas. That meant that Bitzer was constantly innovating, problem-solving, and inventing camera techniques. These techniques became the foundation for standard practices cinematographers use to this day. The popularity of Griffith's early films meant that filmmakers watched them and learned from them, not just copying his techniques, but quickly improving on them, just as filmmakers watch and learn from each other today. Working with Griffith, Bitzer shot some of the great films of the silent era, including The Birth of a Nation, Intolerance, which showcases some of the most incredible innovations of the silent era, Broken Blossoms, Way Down East, and Orphans of the Storm. The last film they made together would be Lady of the Pavements in 1929. But the end of the silent era often meant the end of the silent era filmmaker. For both Griffith and Bitzer, sound pictures marked the end of their careers. By looking back at their work, we can still appreciate their significance. A film like Enoch Arden clearly shows that what they were making stood out from what anybody else was doing back then. Their efforts, their ambition, pushed the medium forward out of infancy to become an art form. I'm Movie Cyclops. Thanks for watching.